Last night, I interviewed Massachusetts Democratic Senator Elizabeth Warren about the 2008 financial collapse.
So Gary Cohn works at Goldman all those years, then moves over to the Trump administration. He's going to have exactly one thing in his portfolio, and that is cram through a new tax law, right? Drive through a new tax law. So what does Goldman Sachs do for Gary Cohn on the way out the door? They hand over somewhere in the neighborhood of $250 million to Gary Cohn in money they didn't have to release. And, you know, you might reasonably ask, would they have done that if he'd done Teach for America? I think of it as that money as a pre-bribe. So Gary Cohn picks up these sacks full of money, goes into government, and rewrites the tax laws, manages to cram it through, and boy, did Goldman once again show. Savvy investor. In the first quarter, the tax breaks that Cohn pushed through saved Goldman Sachs more than $250 million. And now it will be the gift that keeps on giving. And here's the deal. Think how that feels to the American people.
Some harsh words there for Gary Cohn. We also talked not only about big banks, but about big tech companies, and she had some harsh words for them, too.
What would you do with Amazon, given how you just articulated that?
Look, for me, it's a lot like Glass-Steagall. You got to pick one business or the other, baby. So, you want to be a competitor, be a competitor. That's great. You want to be the platform provider, that is a different function. And if you're getting huge comparative advantage from being the platform provider because of all this information you keep scraping off, then we no longer have competition going on over on the dress manufacturers, shirt manufacturers, blender manufacturers side of the house. So again, I just keep going back to this point. I believe in markets, but I believe in markets where there's competition.
Jeff Bezos, who was in Washington, D.C. last night at the Economic Club, maybe it's bipartisan. Elizabeth Warren has a problem with him. President Trump has a problem with him.